Okay, so maybe about 20 minutes left. Let's see if we can get this finished. So, tortured by cramps and urchins, in return for cursing Prospero and his daughter. The contrast and the curses, real and imagined, traded by Prospero and Caliban, expose the audience to their hatred for each other, increasing the sense of drama in the extract. I might add that significantly Prospero's purposes for these two characters are withheld from the audience at this stage of the play. The fact that we are aware that there is other business, as mentioned, both for Caliban and Ariel to undertake in the wider context of the play, is another source of dramatic tension. Okay. Now if we check for the next paragraph, get back to my 3 paragraphs, the source of antagonism. Okay. The mystery of the antagonism between Prospero and Caliban is partially explained by their argument over the ownership of the island. Caliban argues this island's mine. Don't need the whole quote, which thou takest from me. So looking at the evidence for this paragraph. Which is an obvious point of contention. A sense of mystery remains, though, with Caliban's claim, when thou camest first, thou, where's the quote? Thou madest much of me. For which he loved Prospero. This creates a sense of mystery and tension. Going back to the tension, as the audience will expect to learn of the events that brought about such a dramatic change in the relationships between the characters, which we learn. That's also the antagonism. Eventually, the root of the tension between the characters merges with the revelation of Caliban's attack on Miranda. His attempt in Prospero's woods to violate the honor of my child. We'll stop there. Caliban seems to feel no remorse for this act, only wishing that he had not been interrupted and thus successfully peopled, we don't need the whole quote, decile with Calibans. Prospero's curse of Caliban as an abhorred slave and the suggestion that he is of such an evil nature that any print of goodness will not take. Demonstrates his anger. Explanation and the revelation of Caliban's attempt to rape Miranda explains the obvious tension apparent between the characters. However, with this knowledge, the audience may well feel uneasy regarding Prospero's decision to retain Caliban's services, albeit as a slave subdued with the threat of torture. And the language was the next paragraph. Look back to the plan again. Language. An additional source of tension in the extract. My topic sentence again concerns the use of language. It becomes evident that Prospero and Miranda taught Caliban to communicate in their own language, with the arrogance of the colonizer. Prospero, in particular, dismisses Caliban's mother tongue as gabbling, like a thing most brutish. Okay. To which Caliban retorts, my prophet on it is I know how to curse the Red Plague. Would you, for learning me your language? This exchange heightens attention, and by demonstrating how language can become reduced to expressions of hatred or a means of control. And then on to Prospero's threats. Finally, sentence tension is created by the demonstration of Prospero's anger and power. Prospero once again orders Caliban to fetch fuel, warning him to show more willing in attending to his duties. The rhetorical question shrugs down malice. Personifies Caliban and warns him to show less reluctance in following Prospero's commands. So stop there.